Hi dolls. Today I'm going to be showing y'all how to contour. A lot of you always have questions on how do you do this, how do you make your eyes look bright underneath, stuff like that. So basically the first step, or the product that I use Dream Matte Mousse. It's a foundation, but I use it as a concealer and also to contour. So basically you just get a foundation brush, dab it inside of the Dream Matte Mousse. It's like kind of like a cakey foundation, but it doesn't go on cakey. It's a matte finish, so you can't put too much. And basically you just want to go underneath your eye, going all the way up to your hairline, and just making sure you get the inner eye all the way to your hairline. Same thing on both sides, of course. Just make sure you go all the way to the hairline. Don't worry about the lines because you can blend it in later with the foundation. And also to contour, these are the spots, or this is the way that I do it. You make a line down your nose from your forehead down, and also kind of make it look like a Y with the line down the middle by going on top of your eyebrows. I already did my eyebrows and my eyeshadow. I'm going to be doing another video on eyeshadow. This is just a basic look, natural, as far as the eyeshadow goes. So you got the Y with the line down the middle, and then you want to do some on top of your lip. Not too much, but enough. And then on the bottom as well. And that's just going to highlight and make your face look a lot brighter, and kind of accent the things that you want people to see and conceal the things that you don't want people to see. So once you've done that, you're going to do your foundation with a foundation brush. I'm using MAC Studio Fix Fluid in C42, and this foundation brush, this is how they look. You can get them anywhere. This one I think is from Walmart or CVS. Of course, you don't want to use too much foundation unless you feel like you really need it, but me, I just kind of dab it in there a little bit. This is expensive foundation, so you don't want to waste it. So since you've done that contouring, you kind of don't need too much foundation. So what I do is dab it on and then blend it in. I really focus on the area where I did the concealer all the way to my hairline, because I don't want the lines to show. And just anywhere that I put the concealer, I kind of want to just make sure that I blend it in where you can't see it, and then focus really on top right here by your hairline, just to make sure that there's not any lines or anything. So once you've got that all blended in, you want to set it with some powder. Any powder will work, a translucent loose powder. The one I use is by Clinique. It's called Invisible Blend. It's in a little container like this. It's by Clinique. It's a little loose powder. It's called Invisible Blend. Invisible Blend. Okay, so the way you apply this for it to work, or the way that I do so that it looks kind of flawless, use a makeup sponge and just kind of dab it in there and do the areas where you put the concealer. You don't want to put too much, but you just want to put enough to where it looks really bright under the area, but not bright white. And you want to make sure that you blend it in, and that's what you're using the sponge for, is to make sure that it doesn't look like, just thrown on there. So make sure you blend it in with the sponge. Just kind of go in circular motions, dabbing. That's for under the eye. Then you want to do above the eyebrows, first I put the powder on, and then I just kind of smooth it in by dabbing it on, and that's how you get it blended in, so you don't see any lines or anything. And then when I do my lips, the same thing, just kind of dab it on, and then go in circular motions to blend it in. Okay, and once you've done that with the invisible powder, you just kind of top it off and blend it in with, I use the Mineralized Skin Finish by MAC. I use the Mineralized Skin Finish by MAC. The color I'm using today is called Give Me Sun. I use this brush right here. It's also by MAC. Just a little brush that came in one of the holiday gift sets from last year. So you just kind of dab it on there barely. You don't want to use too much because you already kind of have, you know, the concealer and the foundation on. So just use a little bit and kind of go all over just to blend in all the stuff that you've already put in. And voila. So the last thing would be you could use a powder highlight, which would be like a light powder with a glimmer in it or a shimmer. I don't use that all the time. Most of the time I just use a blush. Today I'm going to use Harmony by MAC as well. Sorry, by MAC as well. It's called Harmony, and it's a matte blush. So just grab any blush brush, barely dab it on there, and just go on the very, very top of your cheek. You don't want to go just all out, just kind of on the top. Okay, and that gives you kind of like a natural sun-kissed finish. With the same brush and the same blush, go from the top of your eyebrow down to the tip of your nose with the same brush. This is called contouring. So y'all see how just this side kind of goes at a more narrow, it looks more narrow. So just do the same thing on both sides. And this will make your nose look a little thinner, not as wide. If you have a wide nose, it'll just give you that kind of fine, narrow nose look. So once you've done that though, you want to blend that in. You don't want it to stand out too much. So with the same thing that you put the powder on, the little sponge, just kind of do the same thing over your nose. Okay, so that's it. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please post any questions that y'all might have or anything like that. Thanks, I appreciate the feedback. Stay beautiful.